Once again, Cracker Barrel loses it and scrambles into damage control after a massive hilarious backlash exposes simply how far the brand has drifted. So, as you all know, well, Cracker Barrel put out a post on X acting like they've been on top of things and stuff, trying to spin this whole mess into a feel good moment. The reality is different, but Cracker Barrel is scrambling because their customer base simply doesn't buy the act anymore. Now, Cracker Barrel simply isn't standing firm. They're just patching holes. And once again, Cracker Barrel has turned into a massive case study on how to alienate loyal customers while pretending nothing happened. Okay, so this is a post on X that's been up here this morning on Cracker Barrel's page. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch this right quick. Anyway, so basically, what Cracker Barrel tried to show with that post was a picture of stability without anyone speaking, but that's not what people see when they actually look at the company today. You see, what they see is a chain desperately trying to manage optics, basically. They highlight tradition on social media, but inside the restaurants, the service feels thinner, the quality feels cheaper, well, it is cheaper actually, and the culture feels corporate. You see, it's not the same brand people grew up trusting, okay? But honestly, simply put, the company once built its name on being rooted in old fashioned consistency, but it's obvious that Cracker Barrel simply has lost that identity. Now, instead of just sticking to what made them successful and stuff, they've spent the last few years simply pandering to trends. They keep trying to act like the backlash doesn't matter, yet the backlash right here is exactly what defines them right now. Okay, so their actions say one thing that from the reaction from customers say another. Okay, and basically there's just a video of them just simply having workers to go ahead and take down the new signs and stuff and put up the old one with Uncle Herschel, okay, to show them that, we're listening, we're doing good. Come back to us, please. Now, the post on X showed a plate of food like nothing was wrong, but people immediately pointed out the elephant in the room. And you know what? It's not about it's not just about the food. It's about trusting the customers. Okay, so basically, customers don't trust Cracker Barrel anymore because, well, they've seen the flip flopping and the rebranding moves that ignored the very people who kept the lights on. The chain itself can post as many photos as they want, but the gap between branding and reality only gets wider. Okay, so some of the comments include from Nina Infinity, huge fan of hers and stuff, where she says, and to think that this giant waste of money could have been avoided if you didn't hire some weirdo who didn't understand your market at all. Okay, and then of course Smash JT chimed in saying, "What a disgusting waste of money." The CEO still there to top this all off. Incredible. Okay, so yeah, it just keeps going on and on and on and stuff with different people just chiming in. Even Hypnotic absolutely laid them out and stuff, It's basically telling him to stop hiring these people who don't understand or nor care to understand what made your establishment special to people in the first place. Okay. So, yeah, basically, just in a nutshell, Cracker Barrel is definitely cooked, okay? And what Cracker Barrel doesn't want to admit is that once you lose the cultural tie that built your business, it's hard to go ahead and claw it back. They used to represent something stable, almost nostalgic, but now every move that they make actually feels like a reaction, not a plan at all. And the audience sees the desperation in every post and every press release, even if the chain frames it as tradition. But yeah, if you were to you just looked at the reaction under the post and stuff, where people up there weren't nodding along, they were hammering the company simply for trying to sweep everything under the rug. Okay, so yeah, people don't forget being sidelined or mocked when changes were rolled out. Now, the replies, as you all saw, were filled with people who were calling them out and simply reminded them of every bad step that's led to this moment. Okay, a single photo or video on social media can't erase years of poor judgment. All right, and that's actually saying a lot. Now, the company, well, Cracker Barrel seems to think they can trick people into, seeing them as the old Cracker Barrel again. But the old Cracker Barrel, well, earn loyalty, through consistency, if you will, not through marketing spend. And loyalty came from families knowing exactly which is good food, welcoming atmosphere, a place that didn't mess with politics or trends. And now it feels corporate, like a chain that's actually trying to manage focus groups, basically, instead of just simply connecting with real people. All right. Now, let's be real here. When you break down what actually happened, Cracker Barrel is simply just caught in a trap of its own making. All right. Of course, we all know that they wanted to modernize without alienating loyalists, but simply put, they just ended up alienating loyalists while failing to go ahead and pull in younger crowds. Okay, so that's a particular nightmare scenario for a company in their position. And I'm also wondering exactly how many younger people are even ordering Cracker Barrel through DoorDash. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. If they're actually doing that, if Gen Z are actually ordering ordering Cracker Barrel and DoorDash. But back to the story, they've got neither side on their team, old or young, and the internet has made sure that every misstep actually stays alive. Now, this isn't a moment for stability for Cracker Barrel. It's a moment of exposure. You see, every post that they make, every move gets dragged by the very audience they thought they could go ahead and, quote, re-educate. Now, people want the chain to stop pretending nothing happened and actually start owning up to what they've done. Take accountability, admit you're wrong. But instead, the Cracker Barrel's leadership acts like they just keep posting pictures of food, everything will reset. Well, it won't. Okay. So if you go to, but the irony is that Cracker Barrel keeps, doubling down on, branding about tradition and stuff, but they act like posting these things on X will actually, or pictures of rocking chairs or biscuits will hide the fact that they've shifted their identity. It only makes people more frustrated because, simply put, the company is selling an image that no longer matches reality. You see, people don't want curated nostalgia. They want authenticity, okay? And the damage isn't just cultural, it's also financial. Once a brand gets known for, alienating customers, those customers simply just stop showing up. Now, that means fewer cars in the parking lot, fewer meals sold, and more problems on the bottom line. Now, the CEO and the rest of the leadership at Cracker Barrel can spend all they want, but the numbers don't lie at all. Empty tables at Cracker Barrel simply tells the real story. But what the chain needs is simply put is humility. But what it keeps showing us is arrogance. You see, Cracker Barrel keeps pretending that it's above the criticism, when in reality the criticism is the only thing people notice now when you got this much backlash actually piling up, doubling down on fake positivity doesn't work. It just fuels more anger and even more mockery. Okay, but yeah, the long-term risk for Cracker Barrel is that they'll never be able to go ahead and repair the cultural damage. People may still stop in occasionally, but the brand loyalty that once defined them is evaporating. You see, once that's gone, you're just another chain restaurant competing on price. And that's just a fight they can't win. You see, they had something unique and they let it slip right through their hands. Okay. So, in a nutshell, Cracker Barrel should be a story about endurance, but right now it's a warning to every company out there that thinks that they can just go ahead and abandon its base without consequences. Now, the chain may keep posting their food, but the customers are just posting their anger right back. That's the reality of the internet age right now, and no stage picture is going to cover it up. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace.